Welcome back to Triple Threat, everybody. And as promised, we are about to raise the temperature in this studio because Rio here has 5 questions coming his way. But he doesn't know what these questions are. But each question is going to get hotter and hotter and hotter. Now, I did give you one skip of these 5 questions. So if there really is a question you don't want to answer, you are free to skip it. But just know, if you utilize your skip, you don't have another one for the rest of this game, okay?
All right, I got
so
you.
we are going to start with a warm question. Well, warm in our opinion. And the first question is heat culture overrated?
No, heat culture is definitely not overrated.
Okay, explain.
Just
Because some people say that heat culture is a way to not have to go after big players and just think you have enough with what you have in the locker room and you could always win, you could always get over your opponent, X, Y, and Z. So explain to the doubters what heat culture actually is.
So heat culture is basically, for me, is doing what it takes to win. Putting your life on the line, quote unquote, for the next person, for your teammate. Doing whatever it takes to win. And I think that's what the heat culture really means to me is sacrifice.
Why are you smiling when you say it?
Because it's about sacrifice.
It sounds like talking points. Was this like drilled into your brain during like training camp and stuff like that?
I mean, it's always drilled in your brain. We're 12 strong, 15 strong. So once being a part of the heat culture and being a part of the Heat Nation, it's like, to win, you got to sacrifice. And that's what everybody did for us to win when we won our 2 championships back to back. And that's what it takes for a lot of championship teams to be successful. Somebody has to sacrifice, or everybody has to be willing to sacrifice.
All right. Well, he answered the first one, so we're going to get a little hotter now. Hot question. Is LeBron the GOAT?
I get this question all the time. For me, LeBron is not my GOAT. Michael Jordan is my GOAT. It's nothing against Bron. I still think Bron is a great player. But just for me, I grew up watching Michael Jordan. I always wanted to be like Michael Jordan. When I first met Michael Jordan, it was different. He has a different aura about him. So Michael Jordan is my GOAT.
So it has nothing to do with like rings and that debate and who was more feared on the court and who has 50,000 points and who doesn't, who's been playing longer. It's just strictly your personal experience with MJ.
Yeah, just my personal opinion with MJ and Bron. I tell everybody this. I say Bron is the greatest superstar to ever play this game, and Michael Jordan is my GOAT.
Okay. So, if somebody had LeBron as their GOAT, could you get it? Or for you, is it undisputedly Michael Jordan?
I get it, but I like to hear their arguments. And people go all around with their arguments, so it just be like...
What's the craziest argument you've gotten as to why LeBron's the GOAT over Michael Jordan?
Pretty much because he has the scoring record. And it's kind of like, well, LeBron's never been hurt, so he's supposed to have it. Like... It's a gift and a curse. Like, if you could play this long without being hurt or not having any injuries, why wouldn't you have that title? Like, so it's kind of like you're supposed to have that.
Yeah. Okay. Hot take. We're going to go a little bit hotter now. We all know the story that you said that when you were a rookie, Pat Riley had you followed, and you discovered this at a bar. So what bar were you at when you discovered that Pat Riley was having you followed?
See, I know what bar you think I was at. I was not at Tootsie's where everybody says. I was not there. I think I was at I was either at Dream or a spot called The Fifth. I think it was either one of those 2 spots. So.
Wow, rest in peace, Dream.
Yeah.
What a time. Listen, if you were not in Miami during the Dream era, you surely missed out.
You missed out.
That was prime Miami. Gosh, I used to have some crazy nights in that club.
Man.
When you discovered, though, that, like, this guy was following you and this guy was hired by Pat Riley, what were your feelings? Because I would be like, oh, hell no. Like, what is happening right now?
I mean, you got to take the good with the bad. Like, you paid me to do all this, to do this work. You got to make sure I'm not doing anything off the court to embarrass us. So you take the good with the bad, like I said. So I liked it. I'm not a crazy person. I didn't do too much, so I understood how to maneuver.
Did you ask him about it?
No, I never asked him. It's one of them things like I don't want to know because whatever you tell me that you might know that I don't know, you just keep that.
You never asked why he was having you followed, or you never told him like, "Hey, I know you're having me followed."
Not because you know about it. I mean, everybody comes to the NBA, you know that they do a background check. They check your personality. They check where you from, everything. So it's kind of known coming into the league, but once you're in the league, you still have to deal with it. It's kind of like, oh, okay, like this is serious. This is Heat culture. Like I got to sacrifice. That's why I said sacrifice something to be good.
How did you discover, like, was it like really obvious, like this guy just kept popping up at places like you were at, or did one of your homeboys peep him out like, hey, do you know this guy? Like,
I'm not going to lie. I still don't know who the guy is to this day. How I found out was when Coach Riley brought me into his office. He was like, you had two sips of this drink, and then he had a picture of me, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. like, so I still to this day don't know who the guy is or who it was, but that's Pat Riley. That's Pat Riley for you. So
wow, they don't call him the Godfather for no reason. Here we go. Wow, crazy. All right, hottest question right now. We're gonna raise the temperature one more time here before we get to the blazing question.
Here we go.
All right, so we all saw the video that went viral of Stephen A. Smith and LeBron. We heard Stephen A.'s explanation. We don't really know what LeBron said, but we know what Stephen A. said that LeBron said. So I want to know: are you Team Stephen A. or are you Team LeBron? Be honest.
I'm Team Bron.
Okay.
Just because. Stephen A., I get what you're doing. I get that's your job. But sometimes you do cross the line, and sometimes you say things that can be offensive to a father that has a kid in the NBA. So sometimes you got to look at that aspect as like, this has also never been done before. There's also never been a father-son playing duo in the NBA. So what you're saying, he's still got to protect his son as a father and still got to keep his confidence high, still got to do a little things that you do as a father, as a parent. So I'm definitely Team Bron on that one. All
right. Now we're going to get to the on fire
That's what
question.
I'm waiting for.
This is the biggest question here. Ready?
Yep.
Is it Pat Riley's fault the Miami Heat don't have more championships? You got this far without skipping. The seat is blazing. You can skip it. The fans won't like it, but you can do it. Or you can keep it a buck. Think about it. LeBron, D. Wade, Bosh,
I'm gonna keep
yourself.
It a buck. I'm going to keep it a buck. I don't run from situations. So I'm going to say no, it's not Pat Riley's fault. Did he have a hand in it? Maybe. I think everybody knows about the cookie situation on the plane. So he might have a little hand in it, but at the end of the day, Pat Riley's not on the court. He's not putting the ball in the basket. So it lies on with us to go out there and perform and do our job and win more championships. So I give Pat a little bit of blame, but not all of it.
Was the cookie situation real? Like, was that the straw that broke the camel's back for Bron?
I don't know if it was a straw that broke the camel's back, but it was the flame starter. It was definitely the flame starter. I still remember that day, so it was just
really. Were the cookies that meaningful to him? They were chocolate chip cookies, is what I think Wade said, right? I think they were chocolate chip cookies, is the story that I think he told. Or I think it was chocolate chip cookies. I don't want to. It was? Okay.
It was chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah. Why couldn't he have the cookies? What's wrong? Was it just a power play? Was it just
See, that's where I'm confused at. Now it's kind of like, was it about the cookies or was it a power play? So now that's where I'm kind of like, Like when Bron first got there, it was like, no, your entourage can't come in here. They can't come kick it. They can't do none of that. Okay, cool. Now we're on the plane. We're on a 27, 25 game winning streak at the time. And you take the cookies off the plane, it's kind of like when are you gonna just relax and just let players be players? Like, and I just remember Pat coming in there, it's like, I'm taking all the cookies because players' weight and body fat is going up. And everybody looks like, oh, what? Like, we won 25 straight games. Like, what do you mean? So it's kind of like, it's a gift and a curse. It's all about sacrificing. That's why I say Heat culture is about sacrificing.
And I mean, LeBron can afford a cookie or two. You know what I mean?
I ain't gonna lie. Those were some of the best cookies I ever had. So whatever he was doing to get them cookies made, I was kind of upset too. I had my cookies on the plane. He would bring me my own set of cookies. So it was like, Yeah, them cookies was good.
All right. The cookies were good, and you didn't use your skip. I respect it. We will be right back after this break, and we're adding another seat into the mix. Zach's going to be joining us, and things are going to get real hilarious when he does. Don't move.